Hello students. Today we are going to discuss statistics, a new unit we have started as the previous unit called numerical method is finished. Numerical method is completed. So we are going to start another unit which is called statistics. And right now topic the basic topic of statistics, which is frequency distribution, we are going to discuss. So what is frequency distribution? When any data, the data which is to be presented in organized way, then we need frequency distribution. Means any mark sheet or any marks of any class student or like this kind of data, when we are to tabulate this data to represent in organized way, then this representation or tabulation or grouping is called frequency distribution. First of all, let's have a look on the definition. The classification showing the different values of a data arranged in order with their corresponding frequencies as well is called frequency distribution. Now what does it mean actually? It is denoting that any kind of classification which is showing different values of any data. Means a data is provided to you and you have to arrange this data in such a manner that in sort or in an organized way you can get the values of this data. The data provided to you is called raw data. So from a raw data, after arranging or after organizing with their corresponding frequencies, means a particular result, or if you take the example of this marks, then if a particular marks is repeated again and again, means suppose a class of students, there are 50 students, among them 10 students got 40 marks, then the frequency of 40 will be 10. Okay, later we will go for the example. It will be much easy to you that it is generally it is a graphical or tabular representation of any data. It displays the number of observation within a given interval. Means a particular interval is to be maintained also when we are arranging or we are organizing the data. So let's have the example. Frequency distribution of the marks of 50 students in an examination. As I said that in this case, C marks means 30, 35, 48 to 92. This marks is obtained by 50 several students of any classes in an examination. Okay, so how many students got 30 marks? 5 students. How many students got 35? 3 students. So frequency of this value of marks 30 or 35 are the number in which time the value or the marks is repeated. Means in case of 30, the frequency of 30 is 5, frequency of 35 is 3, and that of 48 8, and so on. Okay, so this is a frequency table of the following data. Later we will go for more example to make you clear. Right now let's know that how many types of frequency distribution are there. There are two types of frequency distribution mainly. One is simple frequency distribution and another is grouped frequency distribution. Means here I have written that frequency distribution is divided into two parts: simple frequency distribution and group frequency distribution. Now what about simple frequency distribution? The is like A classification of data showing the individual values of a variable arranged in order with their corresponding frequency side by side is called simple distribution. Means normally if we are arranging or organizing a data having their separate valuation, then we can call this is a simple frequency distribution. Okay, if we are taking an example, then the previous one example, uh, this marks of 50 students in an examination. This example is an example of simple frequency distribution. So here we have taken all the marks separately. Okay, how many marks are there, means how many types of marks are there: 30, 35, 48, 55 and so on. Here we have taken all the marks separately. So this is simply frequency distribution. We have conveyed, or we have expressed the values separately simply. Okay, next, grouped frequency distribution. Now what is grouped frequency distribution? The definition is saying that if the number of observation is large, then the data is classified by forming a group. Um, think that in case of any kind of data, if we have a large value, then separately we cannot write or we cannot express the data. It will be difficult to express like that. So in that case, to make it short, we are to form some group so that uh, it will be easy to express the data. A classification of data by grouping the observation into a number of intervals with the corresponding frequency side by side is called group frequency distribution. Means when number of intervals with the corresponding frequencies are represented in grouping form or in a group form, then we can say that this kind of frequency distribution is group frequency distribution. Let's have an example that wage distribution of 100 workers. Means there are some workers who have 200 to 220 uh, wages weekly. Per week they earn 200 to 220. How many workers are there in this line this group? 9. Okay, 220 to 240 is 12. Means what is this? Not particularly 200 or 220. We are forming a group from 200 to 220, 220 to 240. Means how many workers are earning from 200 rupees to 220 per week? This is number is 9. So how many workers are earning to 80 to 230? That is number is 8. So this we have done. If you write separately, then it will be a large list, or it will be difficult to express the value. So in that case, if we are forming a group, it is much more easy. So this is this is an example of group frequency distribution. Now focus on problem. Which kind of problem may arise from this part, frequency distribution? um, a football team has scored the following number of goals in a football match. Scores are provided there. Means a football match scores are 2-3-1-2-1-3. Means that this number of goals they have in this match. Now construct the frequency table of the above raw data. As I said that this data which is provided to make a or to construct a frequency table, this data is called raw data. So construct the frequency table and which number had the highest data. Okay, so to construct the frequency table, first of all we are one side score and another side it is frequency. Which score has what frequency. So this is the table. Okay, score. Now how to write the scores? See the minimum one. Okay, minimum is 1, and the maximum one is here. The maximum score is 5. So we are constructing a simple frequency table now, right now. So 1 to 5, 1 2 3 4 5, the minimum to maximum we have written. So 1, how many times 1 occur, or how many times 1 is there in the data? 1 2, and only number is 2, so the frequency will be 2. Again, 2 goals, how many times? This is 1 2 3 4 5, so this is 5. Okay, now what about 3? 3, then how many times 3 are there? 1 2 3, and this is 4. So the frequency of this score is 4. Similarly, 4, in case of 4 we get 2, and 5, only one time 5 is there, so the frequency is 1. So this is the table. Number A, the question was to construct the frequency table. Okay, so this is the frequency table using the above data. Now number B, what is the question? That is, construct the frequency table of the which number had the highest data, means which number had the highest frequency. Actually it will be frequency, which number had highest frequency. So the maximum frequency is 5, means which number is repeating more time than other. So this is 5. So 2, the highest frequency is of score 2. So we are to write here. So we are to write that the highest frequency is 5. It is of score 2. Okay, so this is the answer, and this kind of question may arise from frequency distribution. There are many other example given. You can have this as homework. And here we have another problem, that the number of newspapers sold at a shop over the last 10 days are this. Write the simple frequency table and the group frequency table also. Here the it is mentioned that which kind of table you have to construct. There are both kind, and mainly it is not mentioned there, and in that case you may have two choice. Means you may go for simple frequency table or group frequency table also. Maximum of time we use a simple frequency table. Okay, and if it is a large data, then we may go for group frequency tables. But in this data it is instructed that we have to construct the simple frequency table and group frequency table also. So this is the simple frequency table. Paper sold, see one in one side it is paper sold, and then another side is containing frequency. So the minimum value, which is the minimum value here, the minimum value is 18. Okay, minimum number is 18. So and the maximum number is 25. So we are writing from 18 to 25 serially, 18 19 20 21 to 25, and the frequency just like the previous one, we have written the frequencies. 18 is repeated here for 2 times, 18 1 and 2, so the frequency is 2. And 19 is not there. Okay, 19 is not there, so its frequency is 0. And 20 is there for 4 times, 1 2 3 and 4. Like that we have written the frequencies, that how many times the number is repeated in the raw data. So this is our simple frequency table. Now what about the group frequency table? So as you can see that the group frequency table is there. 18 to 25 was the data. Here we have formed a group from 18 to 20, 21 to 23 and 24 to 25. In three groups we have divided the whole data. And how to write the frequency? Just we have added the frequencies, means frequency of 18 was 2, and in simple frequency table you can see that the 18 frequency was 2, and 20's frequency was 4, and 90's was 0. So 18 90 20 all frequencies are added. Similarly, frequency of 21, frequency of 22, of 23 is added there, and we, in addition, we are getting the group frequency. So just like that we are getting the group frequency, and any from any group frequency you have to calculate like that. By adding you can get the grouped result. For today, frequency distribution was the topic, and hope all you have understood. So if there is any problem, let me know, and you will have some homeworks in PDF which I have already given to you. Okay, thank you.